What is going on, guys? It's your boy Mr. One Ton Man, back again with another Illustrator tutorial. And today, guys, as an introduction to vector graphics, we're going to be creating some Apple iPod advertisements from the early 2000s. So we're going to be creating stuff just like this. Simple. All right, let's get started. So we're going to be using Illustrator today. We're going to go ahead and hit Create New. And we want to make sure we have the correct base format. And of course, for this assignment, the base format is going to be the same as the last assignment, 1000 by 1000 pixels. Make sure you change your settings, right? 1000 pixels by 1000 pixels, and make sure you have pixels selected and not inches. That's a huge problem that students in the past have had. This will create a gigantic file that will take up all the space on your hard drive. So make sure it's 1000 by 1000 pixels, and we're going to go ahead and create new. Now, before we open our picture that we're going to vector, we're going to play around with some tools. At the top, we have the selection tool, we have the pen tool, and we have some shape tools right over here. So a lot of them function similarly to Photoshop. The selection tool, of course, allows you to move elements around. The pen tool allows you to create shapes, or in this case, in Illustrator, instead of paths like in Photoshop, you can make shapes. So let's create a little shape right over here, and let's put a red fill, just like that. And we can even increase the stroke of the fill, or the outline of the fill, by increasing this number right here. And of course, we have opacity sliders right over here, right, to raise and lower. So the pen tool is even more powerful in Illustrator. You can create different types of shapes, right, like this, different types of lines, and you could even convert those points into either hard angles or curve points. So to do that, we need to select a point in one of our shapes using the anchor point tool, right? And of course, again, some tools are hidden under other tools. This one's hidden under the pen tool, so we're going to select that. We're going to select one point in the shape, and now we can convert it to a smooth point, just like that, or we can convert it back to a hard point, just like that. We have a rectangle tool, makes rectangles. If you hold Shift, it will create a rectangle with even sides. Same goes for the ellipses tool. You can create circles. If you hold Shift, you'll create a perfect circle, just like that. The line tool is very important. It will allow you to make lines. And we have a brush tool in here. And so with this, we can create brush strokes, just like this. By clicking and dragging, we can create brush strokes. Our brush options are right over here. Right, we have some basic brushes. All right, and of course the text tool that will allow us to create a text box and just typing in text right over here. All right, and with the move tool, of course, we can move any of these elements around. And as we create shapes, we are creating shapes in a layer group. So right next to properties is our layer tab. And as you can see, each of the shapes we made are all grouped together in this one layer tab, or this one layer group. We can also create new layer groups just like this. And if we create shapes, new shapes, they will appear in that layer group. And we can use a drop-down menu to show or hide them. You can also hide layers using these eyeball tools, these eyeball selectors, just like that. Okay, let's get started. We're going to hide all of this. And now we're going to go ahead and open the model that we're going to turn into an Apple iPod advertisement. So we're going to go to File, Open, and I'm going to use Pikachu, right? Pretty high tier character in Smash, bested only by Pichu. We're going to go ahead and drag the tab out and drag Pikachu onto our base canvas, similar to Photoshop. And now we can start vectoring over Pikachu using the pen tool. We want to make sure we have a black brush, or a black, we want to make sure we have no fill selected because we want to be able to see what we're vectoring. So we can start right over here, make sure we have no fill. And we'll start vectoring Pikachu. Let's zoom in a little bit using the zoom tool. And there are some curved angles on Pikachu. So again, to create a curved vector point line, we're going to go and go a little bit above his knee, click, and drag the point out just like that. That will create a curved vector point. After we make a curved point, the second point is going to automatically be a curved. So if we want it to be straight again, so we can make this a straight line, we can click at the point that we made originally, and that will create a straight line just like that. Alright, so we've completed our selection, our shape selection of Pikachu. So now we're going to go ahead and put in a fill, a black fill, by clicking the color box right over here and hitting the black color just like that. And so we have a little problem. There is an empty spot where Pikachu's body and his tail is. So what we're going to do is we're going to fix that. We're going to lower the opacity so you can see that shape. And we're going to create another shape overlaid on top of Pikachu, overlaid on top of the black shape of Pikachu. So to do that, we're just going to create a new shape. And we're going to add a white selection to that. Now we can go back to our black Pikachu layer and increase the opacity. So to alter the opacity or to edit the shapes we make, you have to make sure that you have this circle selected. And we're just going to drag the opacity back up. Alright, so all we got to do now, guys, is create the iPod and the earbuds. So to do that, we're going to go ahead and use the ellipses tool. Just like this. We want this to be a white stroke. And we'll use the rectangle tool to create the bottom parts of the earbuds. Let's zoom in a little bit. Okay. Now we're going to create the iPod. Give this a The white stroke should work for now. I'm gonna make the screen. Give the screen a gray fill. Alright, so now we're going to use the brush tool to draw in our wires. So what we want to do is we want to select the brush tool and then open up our brush options by going to Window and Brushes. And we're just going to choose a basic brush. And we're going to draw in our wires just like this. And please make it better than mine. I think the wires connect at some point, just like this. To zoom out, we can go to the View and Fit All in Window. So last thing we need to do is add a background. So let's create a new layer and drag that layer below our Pikachu layer group. And we're just going to fill this in with a nice color. We're just going to use the rectangle tool. And we're going to put in a yellow stroke Pikachu. And it looks like our Pikachu layer is still visible, so we're going to go ahead and hide that Pikachu layer, just like that. Oh, and our little spot between its body and its tail is white, so we're going to change that to yellow. Remember, you need to select the circle to alter the properties. Oops, wrong layer. I think this one is it. Alright, and that's pretty much it. You are going to have to also add text. One more thing, guys, make sure to go to export in Illustrator. It's a little different. We're going to go to File, Export, Export As, name our project, and we're going to hit the drop down menu right over here under Save Type As, and we're going to save it as a PNG. Sometimes I'll ask you to export as an SVG, a scalable vector graphic, but for now we're going to export as a PNG. And we're going to go ahead and hit Export. We're going to get this menu and we're going to hit OK. And that's pretty much it, guys. We're almost at 50 subscribers. Once we hit 50, I promise I will drop that Minecraft Let's Play. But until then, good luck illustrating out there, and I'll see you in the next video.